I wanted to touch on something y'all talk about earlier. So that means that women ain't getting flued out no more.
No, women are not getting flued out no more.
Getting flued out, that's over. Getting flued out is over.
You meet me over there. Or they're going to have to sign a disclosure to you before you.
But getting flued out is over.
I can't even give them my frequent flyer.
Imagine the stories that Young Miami is about to have, yo.
What story is Young Miami
I'm
about?
saying in general, she was the one with Diddy last.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I think she gonna say anything.
She might not say nothing, but I'm sure she know a lot of shit.
Yeah. If money is.
Look, we all know, as big as Puffy was, it was a lot of stars around that man,
that's why he got
willingly around him.
And it's not. I don't even think it's dirt. All in his information, he done invited y'all out here to have fun. Y'all out here having these. Hopefully, they're not with underage chicks, but if they were, then y'all to get shut down. But other than that, it was just a big ass with adults. This is a waste of everybody's time.
Then they go ahead. Like I said with Hassan, it's for them, and see what I don't like, and this is what I'm gonna say. What I don't like is how they're trying to pull Jay-Z into this. That I don't know if anybody's noticed, but
I've heard that
they've been trying to pull Jay-Z into this. I don't really like that. You know, no.
They got dirt on Jay.
Just the public in general, like Puffy's going down, but so many people have been around this man, whether it's in pictures.
Jay did dirt to get.
Yeah, that's all I said. I mean, Jay is a self-admitted successful drug dealer from the 80s.
So what can you say this done
and
that
people
already done?
And the thing that's going around is the predator thing, and I don't like that. I don't like that term.
Was he not driving around with Foxy Brown in the whip as a minor, allegedly?
Yeah.
True. Okay,
but I don't know if anything. I don't know what transpired
happened between them.
But I'm just saying, when it comes to the stuff, as long as there's no kids involved in stuff.
I'm in agreement with that too.
I don't like how they're calling him a predator. I don't like, unless you show me somewhere it's predatory. If it's not kids involved and these are consenting adults.
But the problem is you trying to say it's interstate.
Oh yeah,
flying them out
because you flew them from
flew out,
which is insane.
Right, you got on my plane. I asked you, do you want to go with me to go over here to Vegas or Miami or California? You say yes. We fly over there.
That's trafficking.
That's trafficking. Come on.
And these are laws from the Jack Johnson days.
Yeah. So what that means?
These are setup laws.
Exactly.
That's why these laws were started, because Jack Johnson was pulling them white girls, taking them state to state.
Exactly. Jack
so
Johnson
they created these laws because of him.
Yeah.
So they're modern day slavery laws, people. So
pretty much.
So
to be tighter with your money.
Now even regular Joes. Yeah. Hey, we gotta take separate planes, or you get your ticket, you buy your ticket, I bought mine,
and I'll meet you.
You there.
So the laws force niggas to get game.
Yeah.
You can't just trick money off anymore. You got to actually have some talk. You got to make her do all the would do for free.
Yep.
And I still stand by, if they were underage women, then everybody need to fry.
Oh yeah, if anybody in there underage,
but that's what happens when you deal with a deviant lifestyle. They're gonna bring women from everywhere.
But it doesn't matter. That part doesn't matter.
Like I said, this
I don't give a fuck how much money you get. Now you got to have discretion.
I believe that.
And that's why he in trouble, because you didn't have discretion.
It doesn't matter. You got to have.
You
for everybody,
well, not just that.
Money, no money. What? The Cam Newtons of the world, the Tia Mowry.
My thing is that
you got to have.
Everybody shouldn't know about my parties if I'm throwing parties like that. You see what I'm saying?
And if you do know about it, it's because you're of age and you consented to be there.
Everybody
talking about
everybody.
To everybody that was there, this ultimate ever, the bestest, the most extravagant ever.
Another thing, I really
unless you were Cassie,
the most big. What is Bigly? The Bigly.
I mean, outside of that, the fact that he provided drugs. Okay,
sounds like a good host.
That just messed up a good time.
And you ain't heard nobody say that Diddy party was a ass type party.
Never.
Unless the ones that didn't get down with the super duper freaky.
The only Diddy party I ever went to was at a Howard homecoming. I had a ball. He brought out Ludacris. Ludacris performed. He brought out LL Cool J.
I'm just
You were at a party.
That was a regular
that was
party.
A party. No, we're talking about the freak off. No.
Like I was there a little bit. Okay, let me tell
You were at a Diddy party.
The Mile High
No,
Club.
we're talking about the freak off.
The Mile High Club. I mean, he was a great ass host.
That's all. You can't get a better
Keep the party. Keep the party going.
Keep the party going.
Keep the party going.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
I got thousands of bottles.
Get him.
I got thousands of bottles. You ain't got worry.
Don't worry about it. Get him.
Y'all will say though that this is probably the best week the feds have had since they braided.
The feds are a bunch of perverts.
You over there counting.
Overzealous white men mad as hell.
It's the bottles of lube out the 50s too.
So if they said they had 400 and something, damn, it was actually like about 200.
No, they said it was 800.
I'm about to say it was.
They said it was 800.
Well, we just
now
said,
they estimate.
Look, we just said,
and so it was 400.
They rounded up.
Anytime law enforcement said this is the number, right? It's automatically half that shit. It's not exactly what the number is. They always exaggerate.
My boy, though.
Weed, guns.
Look,
I bet there was only 5 bottles of lubricant.
Even if it is 250, that's a lot of pills.
A lot of niggas.
That's a lot of plastic around there.
What he did was he put on a scene from all the way back like Rome.
Yeah,
that's what he did.
Caligula.
Exactly. That's exactly what he did.
And he's sitting in a chair.
Here, you put your phones in the bag.
Right.
Strip right there.
Yeah.
Drugs on the plate. Room right here.
Yeah. Right there. All the lubricant you want. Do your thing.
Look, camera rolling. Camera rolling.
Right.
Camera rolling.
So
know your angles.
So everybody knew what time it was. When they didn't get no money from him, they started snitching on the man.
Look, so
and
then, like I said,
mean, money is involved.
Then the feds over there, the feds watching the freak offs. You know, they like, let me get that.
You know them
Let
fed
me get that one after you get it. Let me get that one.
Oh yeah. You know them fed agents like, I'm gonna spend the day reviewing those freak off tapes.
This is the best week of their life. Anybody on that Puffy case was happy.
They was pissed off, bro.
Because they ain't living like that.
They ain't living like this. Like this black ass.
Fed agents watching them tapes, using the lubricant evidence.
Lubricant and the on each other.
That lubricant counts 3 bottles lighter.
Exactly.
Right now.
About $10.
So as long as there ain't no kids being brought up into this, I don't really care about acts and stuff like that. It's just grown people.
Now keep in mind,
it's grown people doing grown people stuff.
They did say Diddy was using those tapes as collateral.
Extortion
for dirt on the people involved in it.
But
I mean,
that's what they're trying to say.
I don't believe that either.
I don't
either.
Who?
But
I believe he has those tapes of powerful people.
It's not even that. I think he just has it for memories. I think he just
collects That's why I get him.
Yo,
that's why later to it.
I remember this party right here.
Like you should have been here. Don't worry about what we doing, but look at all these people. Look at this is blah blah blah. That's blah. But we were here having a ball.
100% agree that it was for the memories. When you want to just go down memory lane and be like,
no collateral.
No, it was memories.
What are they always going to go to for the reference track when it's Diddy? What's the no? The reference track they're always going to go to, like I say, is the Cassie tape. That's always going to be the reference.
But you can't use that.
That's Diddy all day.
Right, but they're trying to take Cassie.
But that's what I told you.
Smear it over everything else.
But that has nothing to do with
this case.
That's what I've been trying to explain. They don't have. You got to keep it separated.
That's entirely different.
Because everything that's coming out,
they're going to bring it in court as evidence.
This case they
can bring that up, but that doesn't have. Okay, he slung this down the hallway, but he was slinging lube on his. How does that go together?
And on this,
he couldn't have got a grip on her.
I don't believe the Fed. I don't believe I believe the Feds got a case. I don't think the Feds just put together some. I believe they got a case. We just don't know exactly everything.
We don't know.
That was the same thing with R. Kelly. They had a case. We just didn't know everything that they
did on little girls.
But they still had more stuff besides what we.
But you know the one thing R. Kelly is not locked up for? Having with a minor.
With a minor, yeah, nothing with minors.
Right.
None of the charges.
As much as we've called him a pervert and all that stuff, like you said, none of the charges.
So what I'm trying to explain to people is it's bigger than that, dog. It's not about they don't really care about what they did.
No, they just wanted to take down Diddy.
They want the money. So you gotta understand, these are black men. These are black men who are in powerful positions. And if like Diddy, for instance, he's sitting here trying to goddamn buy. He's trying to buy Ciroc. Then when he couldn't get Ciroc, then he said they was racist. You know, they gotta put anytime. Like that, they gotta find a way to put your ass back in your place. Do you not? We got Diddy with his freak off. Jerry Jones talking about men. Guys, I mean, who else? Mark Roberts. He looking at transgender. So what I'm trying to say, the pattern was being said here, people. It's a lot of freaky mother. All of them in powerful positions.
This has been a bad week for black deviants. This has been a horrible week. Diddy's been exposed. Diddy's been exposed, and so has our Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, who also
and Jerry Jones.
Yeah, and Jerry. Yeah. It's been a weird week for deviant.
Like I said, man,
horny rich niggas getting exposed.
Jerry, he like to look at men. He like to keep up the measurements of literally of a man's anatomy. Diddy, he like to have freak offs.
Mark Robinson,
he like to look at love. Don't matter. Love them all.
I got one better than that. Word. How would you feel if you were the player that Jerry Jones was reading off the stats?
Word.
Like, what if you were that person?
And look, you know what he said? 5'9".
Yeah.
He probably
he knows who it is.
I'm trying to think. I'm thinking of who the players on our team. 5'9". That sound like Deuce Vaughn right there.
Look, I told you.
That sound like Deuce Vaughn. He's talking about
like
right
you
there.
the player he's talking about.
And look, and Deuce Vaughn dad is a scout. Is a scout on the team, so you know.
That was the one they did. That was the one they did where his dad was the one who made the pick and stuff like that.
He was describing Deuce Vaughn. That's the only on our team that's 5'9", 210 pounds.
Like, how do you know the other measurements?
I don't know about the other measurements. I don't know about the other measurements.
I'm talking about his 440 time.
I know about the 440 time, the height, and the weight. But he talking about the height and weight.
Now you get.
Look,
I don't know nothing about that. I don't want to know nothing about that.
Look, I just want to bring that up. Like, what if you're the player? Because you know what your stats are, and you know he's like, how he know what my Johnson side?
Nigga, that measurement.
No, that's cool. All right.
Is that hard?
Yeah. that.
Okay. Well,